Hello, everybody. It's me, your host, Suzanne Monk, host of Trump Talk, doing our little Periscope post, hoping it doesn't freeze up like it likes to do, but we have a lot of things to talk about, all about Donald J. Trump. So I want to get right into it. I want to get into the top Trump stories. Top Trump stories of the day. If you have been watching any news whatsoever, what you have found is that everybody is back to talking about Trump's tone. Tone. That's all I want to talk about. The two Trumps. Let me tell you something. There's one Trump. One very savvy, politically smart Donald J. Trump who knows how to entertain a crowd, how to rally his voters, and how to speak presidential. So we're looking forward to the policy speeches Trump's going to be putting out very soon in the next few days. We're looking forward to that because that's going to show more of this presidential tone. Although if you watch the rallies today, oh my gosh, he was hilarious with his little act, his presidential tone act. So, you know, what I say, and I'm going to keep saying this, let Trump be Trump because he's winning. And he's going to keep winning. He's going to beat Hillary Clinton, which, little story, seems that crooked Hillary Clinton wants to engage in a Twitter war with one Donald J. Trump. Because she tweeted out today with a Washington Post article about Trump's tone. She tweeted out, "Does Trump think he can fool us into forgetting his hateful rhetoric? Sad." Yeah, which everyone's talking about. She's using Trump's sad thing, which nobody cares because it's on. It is on like Donkey Kong. We are in general election season, my friends. I don't care what the polls are telling you. I don't care what the delegate count says. We are in it. We're going to start hitting Hillary Clinton. Crooked Hillary Clinton. We're going to start hitting her all the time. So we're going to keep reporting here on Trump Talk crap that Hillary Clinton says. And how that goes, because we know every one of us are itching for this fight. We've been itching for it for a long time. So exciting stuff on that. I wanted to do a little segment. I know most of you probably follow Mr. Trump on Twitter, Donald J. Trump, at Real Donald Trump on Twitter. I hope all of you are already following him because that's where we keep up to date on everything that's going on with the candidate. But there was an interesting tweet I had to look up about. He was congratulating a woman, Lynn Ryan, I think is her name. Lynn Ryan. You'll go on Trump's feed. There was an article. Who is she? She is a Pennsylvania delegate. And the Pennsylvania delegates, because they're elected, as we've been talking about all week this week on the show, because they are elected, excuse me, separately from the candidate. They're not bound to a candidate. They're elected separately. The Pennsylvania delegates have been doing all kinds of, exciting stuff to draw attention, to let people know who they are so that they know who to vote for. Donald Trump on his Twitter feed, on his Facebook, has come out with a list of the Pennsylvania delegates. So make sure you're getting on those feeds and checking his list. I know Hannity has a great list. Don't trust all the lists that are out there. But the New York Times did a wonderful story about the Pennsylvania delegates, including Lynn Ryan, I believe is her name. Look it up on Trump's feed. I can't read my own handwriting, to be fair. Oops. So, but exciting stuff. And sometimes you have to kind of do a little Google once you get a Trump tweet. And I did. And it's a good article. New York Times, go ahead and read it. Talks a lot about the Pennsylvania situation and what's going on down there. So, and get on Trump's feed and get the Pennsylvania delegate list. Cannot stress this enough. We have a chance at a great number of the 54 unbound delegates if we elect them individually. So print it out, take it in the booth, look for the ones in your district and elect them. Very, very important. So we did a little bit of talking yesterday about the polls. Polls are doing great. Indiana, 41%. Pennsylvania, 43.8%. California, 49%, doing great. And Delaware, 55%. So Tuesday is going to be a big, huge day for us. I want everybody to get the popcorn. If you are in the states that are holding primaries, get out there and vote. Bring your friends. Anybody who you know votes Trump, call them. Make sure they get to the polls. Do your own robocalls. There's actually some Trump supporters that are doing that, paying for their own robocalls. You don't have to do that. Just call your friends and get them out to the polls. It's very important. Rallies that are coming up. Excuse me. My friend, my tweep, Lexi, great, my Twitter people, tweeps. Lexi, I want to thank her for this. She just reminded me about Right Side TV. You can find them rsbn.tv. rsbn.tv. We're going to put a link on the Trump Talk Facebook page, Trump Talk US on Facebook. I'm going to put a link on there. But they broadcast live stream and replays of all of Trump's rallies and Trump's events and Trump's activities. So you want to go on there and try live streaming them. You know, give everybody a chance, but they do a great job of following Trump. So it's another great option for you guys. There is a rally tomorrow, Hagerstown, Maryland, 4 p.m. That's Sunday, 4 p.m. Then Trump is in Westchester, Pennsylvania on Monday. That is also at 4 p.m. But he will be also in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, also on Monday at 7. So there are 2 rallies on Monday. Get on the computer, get on your mobile device. If you're not in the area and you can't go to the rally, get on there and live stream. Trump is on fire right now. These rallies are great. He's hilarious, and he's really talking some great stuff, and he's really getting people fired up. So go ahead and follow me on the Trumpetarian, at Trumpetarian, and we're going to post all that on the Twitter feed too. So awesome. Now, we did a little segment yesterday, Get to Know the Trump Team. Get to know the Trump team. And I wanted to follow up with yesterday's talk on Paul Manafort with a little bit about Rick Wiley. Now, Rick Wiley is another one of our national delegate guys, and he has been working with the Republican National Committee in different campaigns, some very good, successful campaigns for a while, but as a Republican director out of Wisconsin and out of that region. So he's very familiar with exactly all those little rules and everything that they're always nagging us about. Rick Wiley, 2001, was the director of the Wisconsin Republican Party. 2009, became the regional director of the RNC. In 2008, he worked with Giuliani. He created Giuliani's ground game plan. And basically, after the 2008 election, he did a lot of talking about using the internet and social media. We got the Republicans got their backsides handed to them when they could not keep up with Obama's use of social media. And Trump is great at this, and Rick Wiley is too. So it's very important to note that that's where the connection, there's some interesting connections on what Rick Wiley has as far as an idea about using the internet and what the campaign has already been doing. So it's a good marriage there. We're excited about that. He worked on the Romney campaign, the Bruce Rauner campaign here in Illinois, Greg Abbott out of Texas, Joni Ernst's campaign, and of course, you know, he was Scott Walker's campaign director. So when Scott Walker went out, he's been kind of sitting there on the sidelines, and we have him on our team, and we're really excited to have him. I didn't get a lot of information about his personal life, but I did get a lot of information about his history. You can do the Google work yourself, but Rick Wiley, Trump team, is our guy. So let's just close out with a few little things I like to do. As you know, we always like to do. We talked about the rallies, talked about the polls, we talked about tone, and I want to talk a little bit on my Trump reason of the day. Trump reason of the day. And we've talked about security, we talked about border security, we've talked about foreign policy, as far as trade. I want to talk a little bit about smaller government. One of the most attractive things to me about Donald Trump as president is the statements he's made about shrinking the size of government, closing down the EPA, getting rid of Common Core, and shrinking or closing down the Department of Education, returning these roles to the states themselves, which is so, so important. We spend so much time arguing about who's a conservative and who's not a conservative. One of the most conservative positions available is, as we know, states' rights and returning the rights of the state to the individual state. Trump has talked about shrinking the Bureau of Land Management and how out of control they are. He understands that the bureaucracies are strangling our economy. And not only does he want to lower the taxes, which we'll talk about later, but he wants to shrink the regulation and the regulatory bodies. And that, people, smaller government, it solves this bathroom problem. Government don't need to be in the bathroom. Government didn't need to be everywhere. The states and the local communities and the society and the citizens can solve most of these problems. Government is here to keep us safe, keep the borders safe, and make sure that it is providing economy, strong policies to keep building the economy. That's what they're here for, and that's what Trump's talking about. So that is my Trump reason of the day. So, folks, if you would like to contact the show, you can reach us at trumptalkus@gmail.com. You can, as always, find us on Twitter at Trumpertarian. Go ahead and tweet me there. You can also find us on Facebook. Look up Trump Talk US and feel free to like the page. We have a lot of information we post there. We post a lot of fun stuff. All the best of the Trump train. We have a Pennsylvania delegate post there. Everything you need to know. So we put it on there. That'll help you get connected with all of that. And speaking of best of the Trump train, before we go, I'd like to show you Lynn Ryan's plea to the voters of Pennsylvania to show everybody how motivated she is for Trump. She built, let's see if we can see this. Yes, that is a huge yard sign. And you can see the highway to the side there. That is absolutely tremendous. That is tremendous Trump support. Super, super proud of you. We really hope you get the nomination, girl. Go, go, go for it. And that is the best of the Trump train. So, be a little Trumpy. As always, vote Trump. Stay Trump informed. It's very important. We'll leave on a little bit of segment I'm going to call How to Elect Trump. Get online. Talk to your friends. Don't be afraid of those internet arguments. Be nice to the burners. They're going to come on our side. We're going to keep talking more and more on how to elect Trump. But for right now, me, a little Trumpy, want to wish you a Trump day. Here it comes. Jump out, everybody. Say bye, little Trumpy. Bye. See you tomorrow, everybody. Go Trump.